Welcome to English Corner. Stay until the end for a quick grammar breakdown of key sentences. This is the true story of a girl who couldn't see, couldn't hear, and yet found a way to change the world. It's a story about courage, perseverance, and the power of human connection. By listening to this, you'll not only feel inspired, you'll also learn natural English expressions and powerful grammar through real storytelling. Imagine waking up one day and the world has gone completely silent. Then, suddenly, the lights go out too. You're not dreaming, you're a toddler, just 19 months old. And from this moment on, you will never hear a sound or see a face again. Most people would be lost forever in that darkness. But not Helen Keller. She didn't just survive, she lit a path through history. Welcome to today's story, where we take you on a journey into one of the most remarkable lives of the 20th century. If you're learning English and love powerful, emotional, true stories, you're in the right place. When people hear the name the Miracle Worker, they often think of the incredible teacher Annie Sullivan, woman with fading eyesight who dedicated her life to teaching a child locked in silence and darkness. And yes, Annie was extraordinary. But what if I told you the real miracle was Helen herself? Born in 1880 on a quiet plantation in Alabama, Helen Adams Keller lived an ordinary early life until illness took almost everything from her. Doctors believe it may have been meningitis. What's certain is that the fever left her both deaf and blind. The world shut its doors on her. But her mother refused to give up. She searched for answers and eventually knocked on a door that would change everything, that of Alexander Graham Bell. Yes, that Bell, the inventor of the telephone who was then working with the deaf. Through him, Helen's family connected with the Perkins Institution for the Blind in Boston. And this is where a 20-year-old named Annie Sullivan entered Helen's life. What happened next wasn't just teaching. It was more like unlocking a human soul. Helen had already created her own simple signs to communicate with her family. But what Annie brought was language, understanding, purpose, and together they rewrote history. At age 24, Helen Keller graduated from Radcliffe College, becoming the first person in the world who was both blind and deaf to receive a Bachelor of Arts degree. And she didn't stop there. Her voice, though not spoken, became powerful through writing, activism, and global speeches. She became a leader in the fight for the rights of the disabled. She traveled to more than 40 countries, speaking not just on blindness, but on education, women's rights, and peace. She even advocated for the U.S. to enter the Second World War, not out of anger, but from a deep sense of justice and human dignity. Every time you hear about a new law passed to protect people with disabilities, every time a child with special needs receives support in school, Helen Keller is part of that story. So if you ever think your challenges are too great, or that your voice can't be heard, remember Helen, the girl who couldn't hear or see, yet found a way to speak to the world. And maybe, just maybe, her story will help you find your voice too. Before we end today's story, let's take 1 minute to learn a few useful English grammar points from what we just heard. Point 1. Emphasis with didn't just, but. In the sentence, she didn't just survive, she lit a path through history. We use didn't just A but B to show that someone did more than expected. Pattern. Didn't just simple action, more impressive action. You can use this pattern to sound dramatic or inspiring. Example. He didn't just finish the race, he broke the world record. Point 2. Past participle phrase, though not spoken. In this line, her voice, though not spoken, became powerful. We see a past participle used in a short phrase, though not spoken. This replaces the full sentence, though her voice was not spoken. This is called a reduced clause. It's a more advanced and elegant way to speak or write. Example. Though exhausted, she kept working. Equals, though she was exhausted. Point 3. Passive plus infinitive phrase. From this sentence, a new law passed to protect people with disabilities. Past equals past participle, used in passive voice. To protect equals infinitive expressing purpose. It means a new law which was passed in order to protect people. You can use this pattern when talking about rules or actions done for a reason. Example. The bridge was built to connect the two villages.